Next on the tee for 920, Sarah Johnson.
I would say that's pretty freaking good.
Thanks. Oh man. Oh, hey, that's still here. Yeah.
Got real nice and greasy. She'll take like a 2 and she'll still insist on going in the back of the box, so we forget.
I am so jazzed right now. We just got done playing ICC and it's a wooded course. I finished +5 and I got a bunch of birds and I could have had more birds, but I messed up lane putts, but that's okay. Finished.
But she shot hot fire.
Hot fire. Finished the round with a 3 on the 18th hole, but the 17th hole, I scrambled and still got a 3 with a 30-footer. So I was so excited.
Oh yeah. Dude.
So day one was Maxwell Park for me. I played a practice round at Maxwell Park and I didn't love the course. I was looking forward to day 2 and 3 because I heard they were more wooded courses and I prefer woods golf rather than wide open park golf. So I was really worried about hole 1 because everyone's always worried about the very first throw. Hole 1 was great. I 3'd it with no problem. As we continued to progress through the course, I started to get a little bit shy with my putts and started taking bogeys where I could have had birds. So that hurt. Things just kind of snowballed from there. I did have a great card though. I loved Anna, Cassidy, and Dana, and it was so great playing with awesome card mates. They really helped pick you up and they made my experience at Maxwell Park a lot better. So I ended up finishing Maxwell with +10, which really hurts. Definitely not what I was looking for, but I still shot higher than my rating, so there's a win there. On to day 2. Camp Kearney. Everyone was so scared of this course. I had never played Camp Kearney before, but all I heard was how everyone was so scared of it. So I was excited to find out what Camp Kearney was all about. It turns out Camp Kearney was nothing but terrible, terrible rough, shooting over fairways that didn't exist because they were marsh. So you'd lose a disc in the rough or in the water, and that's what everyone was so nervous about, was not getting their discs back. We did have to shoot over a pond, but it wasn't very large. There were some interesting holes where the basket was hung inside of a gazebo, as well as some elevated baskets. So it was definitely a challenge, but I just tried to play smart and lay up when I could. Sadly, I took another birdogey that was so heartbreaking and that put me on a little bit of a bogey train, but then I navigated back to par once we got into the woods and I felt more comfortable. Another great card for me at Camp Kearney. I played with Bobby, Jillian, and Abby, and I got lucky enough to play with Bobby on the next day's card as well at ICC. I finished Camp Kearney plus 10 as well. Super bummed. That was a much harder course than Maxwell Park, and my rating was lower. Overall, I had a decent second day at Camp Kearney. Day 3 was ICC, and I was so excited for this course because my home course in Rockford is a wooded course. I'm used to playing woods golf, and that's where I feel most at home. Everyone was scared of ICC as well, and I was just so pumped and excited. I changed my mindset going into day 3, and I really tried to understand that I need to be easier on myself since I've literally only been playing disc golf for a year. I can't compare myself to the FA2 ladies who've been playing for 2, 3, 4, 10 years. Although I'm not trying to win first place, I'm still trying to better myself and do as best as I can. So I changed my mindset. I was excited about how far I've come, and I just wanted to do what I could do in the woods. And I shot plus 5. It was fantastic. My putting was on, my driving was on. My upshots were still a little bit iffy. I set myself up for some 25-foot putts that I didn't love. I did end up making them to save my par. It was a great day at ICC. Overall, that was my favorite course to play at Ledgestone. So I ended up shooting plus 5 at ICC, which was an 830 rated round, which was well above my rating. I was very excited about. And I ended up finishing Ledgestone tied for 20th with my card mate from the first day, Anna, which was pretty cool. And my girl Amy Shaw did absolutely amazing. She was in first going into day 2, and it was so great seeing her again and getting to hang out with her. And it was awesome that I didn't lose any discs the entire time. But I also had a great spotter who was my caddy, aka Trevor.
Finally back from Ledgestone. Got to see Hunter, which is always good. It was his birthday, so I was really looking forward to that since he's moved down to Kansas. I played the courses pretty well. First day, I played Eureka Perm. Kind of got off to a rocky start, but kind of that feels like a lot of tournaments for me sometimes. I kind of get off to a little bit of a slow start, but I closed it out with 4 birdies on the round, so I was feeling really good with that. Going into the second day, played Kennel Lake next. Historically has not been one of my better courses. It's not that it's a terribly difficult course. It is. It's a difficult course, but it's not like it's not scoreable. It's more that I just don't think I'd ever played it to my potential when I'd been there before. So I wasn't feeling great going into Saturday, but at least I'd played it enough times to where it wasn't an unfamiliar course, so I knew what I could do, what I couldn't do, like where I could take some risks, so that was helpful. And I actually ended up shooting that course pretty well too, better than I ever had, and stayed out of the water, so can't be too unhappy when you stay dry, right? Didn't lose any discs this weekend, so also always a plus. Unfortunately, the last day at Northwood Blue, had some bad luck, had 3 putts in a row, hit dead center and spit back out on you, and when that happens, there's just not a whole lot you can really do. It definitely hurts the mental game a bit. Just took some bad strokes here and there. I had to take an OB stroke that ended up giving me a double bogey, and like I said, when you take strokes like that, you're not really putting yourself in a position to do well, and the only thing I can really be upset with is that I shot below my rating, but unfortunately that's going to happen sometimes too, so I'll get them next time, and you know, looking forward to next year.
As you can tell, we're pretty exhausted, but we're so excited to be back home.
We'll see you tomorrow.